right? So I
I
have
don't
to
know. I don't know that
understand
that's
that.
accurate.
Yeah, I have to understand how you're feeling, and just respect that for being your life, what you experience, and just understand that, and vice versa. That's
Yeah,
how we
I don't
handle
think that
things in
that's,
our
I don't think
family.
that's, I don't think
In
that,
our
I
family.
mean,
So if she's
okay,
telling me
so
something, how she feels, then I'm not gonna say, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." I'm just saying, I understand.
you know
And
what? Can we address this the feeling part real quick?
okay,
Can we? We're gonna drill this down, right? Because I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. Um. So you're not completely wrong, but your argument is incomplete. And what I mean by that is, it's fine for you to feel however you feel. That's perfectly fine. Yes, we're absolutely going to feel different based on whatever we're our own experiences. But reality says what reality says despite our feelings. So I can feel like, you're I can say we can both have this conversation. I can feel like Cody is a really nice guy, right? And you could feel like he's an asshole. But the reality is that despite either one of us feel, Cody's a really nice guy. You see what I'm saying? Your perception isn't reality all of the time, right? Like you feel like all these men got baby mamas all over the place. But the reality is only 16% of them got baby mamas all over the place.
Some of them don't have baby mama.
I want to tell you, Alvin, you know how
Yeah,
many women assume that I have a baby mama at home. I say, man, I live on my own. I live by myself. I don't have no baby mama nowhere.
me neither.
see the
One
reason, I could feel like, you could feel like Cody is a nice person because, maybe he, took, you guys went on a trip and, he paid for it, or something like that, or he blessed
Is that what makes him
somebody in your
nice?
family with something. But Cody could have, I tried
Is
to
that
understand,
is
Cody
that
could have
how
hit me in the head.
is
So,
that how
to
is that
you,
how
he's a
y'all
nice person. But my experience with he hit me in my
hold on.
head, then
Hold on.
that I would feel like he's a bad person. But that's both based on reality. I'm
He
not
could
saying
only
anything.
be
I'm
he
sure
could
you're a
only be nice
wonderful
if he
person,
gives me something.
Cody. I know
He
you're
can only
very
be nice if he gives me something.
well. No, I'm just saying he's nice. He's very respectful. I don't know anything. I was just throwing that out.
What I was simply saying is that I understand that everyone's entitled to have their interpretation of whatever's going on, but the reality is that reality is hard, it's real, and it doesn't matter how you feel about it. That's
Yes,
what I was getting at. So what I'm saying is that no matter what, everyone has their feelings. Yeah, sure, I get that, but the reality is that your feelings don't mean shit. Like when rent is due, when you know when real shit goes down, like that's reality. That's not how your feelings don't matter. And what
but
happens
Alvin,
is
I
a lot of
wasn't
times,
basing it on feelings. I'm basing it on experiences, and your experience
or how
shapes
you
on how
feel.
you view stuff. And
See, you
that's
just
what I'm
changed the
saying.
word. That's called semantics. What you said
No,
was what you said was based on your experiences will determine how you
I'm
feel, but
sorry.
that
Maybe
doesn't
you.
change. But that doesn't change the facts. You see what I'm saying?
The facts is how
I'm
you.
like I told you, I'm very precise.
Yeah, you're very
I'm
precise, and,
I'm
and
very
maybe I'm not
precise.
explaining it the way that maybe I'm being too vague about that.
Well,
but
that's because that's generally what ladies like to do. They're like, I can feel like this, and I can
this is my
feel
first
like that.
I only called in 2 people's shows, so I'm not very, I don't do this often. So I do appreciate you letting me on and speaking. I do appreciate that. I'll get better.
No, it's not. You know what? The reason why, again, I've been on panels. I've just started hosting my own relatively recently. So we're both relatively new at this, but I have been having a lot of these online conversations. And with a lot of these online conversations, there's a lot of patterns that end up coming up the same. And how the lovely ladies tend to argue or tend to debate end up being a lot of the same. And what you guys don't realize is that you will be confronted with facts or data, and then you'll either move the goalpost or you'll say, well, where did you get your data from? And I say, well, I don't know. The CDC, the country bases its budget on, and so on and so forth. And you're like, well, how do I know that that's right? And it's like, okay, well, do you have a better number? And generally you don't. Not you in particular. I'm just saying in general. So the reason why I stopped you a handful of those times, or I was able to stop you a handful of those times in these conversations, was because I've had this conversation before. And I've had this conversation, and the way that, unfortunately, you guys argue is very similar.
Oh, well, please be mindful, Alvin, that I did not call in to debate because I'm definitely not prepared for that. I just wanted to, express my view.
For sure.
And my view is just based on my experience, and that's all it particularly is, because honestly, I don't live in that environment to really make a assessment on it. So all that I see is my opinion and on that situation.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna ask you one. I'm gonna go ahead and stream it in a minute. But so one thing I want to ask you, just one real quick question, just to kind of bring it all together, right? So. This evening, we talked about slave farms, and I just, like I said, tried to draw a kind of a connection between, or at least present the fact that that the men of our community, or of Black American men, were artificially separated from the women from the very, very beginning. I think that a lot of people understand that part, but I don't believe people understood the fact that that practice was the most profitable thing that this country had going. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was. Yes. And I also feel like other influence. I also, in my opinion, that there were other influences also in which enslaved Africans learned bad behaviors. And I believe that enslaved Africans learned bad behavior from the Irish that were overseers in Prohibition with the Italians. I feel that there are a lot of influences that has been on our community that is prevalent today, and where we see a lot of this bad behavior that is detrimental to our communities today. That's really has gotten out of hand. What do you think? Because I feel as if those enslaved Africans lost a lot of their culture.
Oh, they didn't have any culture.
None whatsoever.
None. They didn't have any culture, any language, anything. That's what I'm kind of getting at. We've never which is why I said the women have never been ours. If you look at the men had never
been men. Not in saying men. We're all male. I think the women were females. just females, and the males were males.
Yeah, because that's when we start talking about what is or isn't a man. That's when I start to. That's when I start being so friendly.
Not what I'm talking about.
What I'm saying is
learning,
that
I'm sorry.
what I'm saying is that it's all good. What I'm saying is that in the same way the Greeks had ancient Greeks and they had generation after generation after generation after generation, and they passed down all of the things that they used to do, the foods and the things they passed down the culture over generations, just like the Romans did, and maybe the Vikings did, and like the Indians did, or the Chinese did. What makes American Blacks unique is that was not only taken from them, but it was replaced with something that was just given to them. A bunch of bullshit wrapped in Christianity, maybe, right? Right. In addition to that, and I think that the most powerful part of that is that the first 250 years of slavery, there were very few women here at all. And then when there were women, they were separated from us and then used as tools for their wombs. And that was it. And we were to never truly be together. So not only did we not have our own culture by ourselves, but we didn't even have a culture with each other.
I believe, yes, I can agree with that.
Right. So if that's the kind of pretentious relationship where you're like, I'm going to go over here and have these babies and sell them to Zaddy. What do I need you for? I just need you for the baby butter. I get the baby butter from you, and then I go sell my kids, and I get myself out of slavery, or I can go lay up under Zaddy. That was what they did. That was what it was. All the way up until
do that. I think that's what happened.
Well, here's the thing. Hold on. And here's the part that you can't get away from. Whether or not she did then, or whether or not she does now are different, because now she has a choice, but she does the same thing anyway. And that's the problem. The problem is the behavior is the same as it was back in the day, but you have a choice to stay with your husband now. Not you. I'm just saying, obviously you're with your husband, but women have a choice to be with their husband, and they're choosing not to get married, and they're choosing not to stay in their relationships, and they're choosing to have children without their men. And the situations that they're in right now look very much like the slave farms of old. A bunch of women and children with no men, and the bucks come in, put babies in them, and bounce. That was kind of the point. Cody, to close.
I don't agree with all of that. I think you have a point with a little bit of it, but I still feel that.
Hold on. Like I said, we don't do feelings around here. Hold on. Let Cody finish. Let Cody jump in real quick.
Okay, no problem.
Now, Alvin, I agree with you on this one with the baby batter part. Another thing they did too, you had to pay for your freedom, do restitution or something like that. But back here in New Orleans, they used to pay for their freedom, and this is the reason why Treme in New Orleans exists, and it was one of the oldest black neighborhoods in the country. Is due to Treme owning the land through the Morans and stuff, and because he killed a slave, and he went to jail, to prison for 5 years in the Cabildo, because that's what they used to do back in the day. Every slave owner, like you said, like you was telling me, through how they auctioned slaves and how they sold slaves through mortgaging.
Yeah.
Was all done through the Cabildo right there next to the St. Louis Cathedral.
So I'm
just letting you know.
Yeah. So no.
Before City Hall was implemented, before City Hall was there, it was all done through the Cabildo. I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
What I've read.
Yeah.
Okay. By me being born and raised in New Orleans all my life, even though I've been to other places as well. However, I came back to my hometown.
Yeah.
But this is something.
And what that just shows is that the fact that there was a structure to it. It wasn't just like, oh, you know what? You can go work for so-and-so for a little while, then come on back. And you can go work for so-and-so for a little while. No. There was bills, and there was banks that were financing your ability to go out and buy slaves like cattle. And there were local banks and situations that were around. You could go down to the nearest slave farm and pick you up a couple, breeders, for your own place. That's very interesting that they still have some of those buildings in place.
Yeah, and it's also interesting that in terms of learned behavior, that I feel that men are still doing the same thing where they just are bucks, and
it's like a reflex, huh?
Yeah, leaving that sperm everywhere.
No, I mean,
then go about their business.
You do realize that it's only the same. It's only like an infinite amount of bucks.
I don't think it's the same because
I just showed you earlier that the majority.
I'm going to get the data. I don't believe that it's the same.
I showed you the data.
It's not the same men, because it's a lot of men that I know that are baby daddies around here. It's ridiculous.
I showed you,
and
the same. Those are the ones in the 16%.
And whether it is or not, I feel that it is the men who are having these kids.
That's called
even
going.
If it's
that's the goalpost they're moving right
Joe, there. Pookie, Ray, they need to take accountability and take care of their kids.
Why are y'all letting them shoot up the club?
I don't think. I don't know why you guys are.
Y'all letting them shoot up the clip. Y'all letting them shoot up. Y'all letting them shoot up.
These good brothers who have good heads on their shoulders. Hey, go and tell
your girls stop having babies with Pookies and Ray Rays. How about that?
Again. How about that?
Stop telling your girls. Stop.
To make our
she can't help it, huh?
Yes.
She can't help it, y'all. She cannot help it. She can't help but try to put it on a man.
She can't help it.
She can't help but put it on a man. Oh my God, it's the man. It's all the man. Oh my! No, you don't.
We don't have the.
Hold on. Say it again so that hold on. Say it again real quick so that everyone can hear you lie. Hold on, everybody. Hold on, real quick. Everybody, listen to this lie she's about to tell. Go ahead.
No, look. Alvin, we do not.
Something about you want us to leak. So what?
You guys, we look to you guys as our leaders in our community. We do. So the direction of our community lies on manhood. So, the good guys that have good sense, good morals, and good leadership skills. We need you guys to build companies to attack the media perceptions.
Hey, Cody,
that have our men
bro. Thanks for coming through, bro.
And our women looking this way, and to combat all of the propaganda that faces our community. We need you men. We need you men, the good men that have good sense, good morals. That is. Our leaders in manhood.
She can't help it, bro. It's a
reflex. We need you guys to build solutions.
They don't even know they do it. They don't even know they do it.
So you don't think that we need men like yourself to provide solutions, provide examples in our communities? You don't feel that we need you?
Can I answer?
Come on, go ahead.
That is what we need. I don't believe that that's what you need. And I don't believe that you guys are willing to let that happen. I believe that you think, hold on. I believe, and this is what the data shows. The data shows that you guys are going to be combative. You guys are going to challenge us. You guys are going to put us between progress and your education, and you're going to pick your education and pick Zaddy 99.9% of the time, and you will step over that black boy's dead body to do it. And that's what the data and the statistics shows. Because if that were the case, then black boys wouldn't be reading at a 4th grade level. They would all be engineers, lawyers, and attorneys. They're not,
We
though.
need boys
They
to do
barely,
that.
they're, yes, we do need
We
that.
need boys to do that.
But see,
And
here's
we
the
need
thing.
to see examples of
But
men
once
who
again,
are doing that.
Once
And
again,
you know what?
Once
and you know,
again,
Alvin, seriously,
once again, you're talking over me.
Because
I'm saying,
can I express my point?
Well, here, hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with the fact that that's what we need, but that's what you're saying, but that's not what your counterparts are doing. And if you listen to your Madam Vice President or any of the other black females that are in Congress or in positions of power, it's all girl power, girl power, girl power. They won't even say black men. They won't even say black boys unless it's attached to crime or punishment.